Hello everyone, welcome back to my videos. After reading the title, you know the reason why I disappeared from YouTube. I'm currently 37 weeks pregnant and I have been focusing on my health, on work and some other side projects. But now I'm back and I cannot wait to share with you my pregnancy experience in the Netherlands and how different it is from Portugal. Until week 20, I had the opportunity to be followed in both countries, and it's so interesting to see how different medical approaches are. To give some context, I think it is important to mention the differences in the healthcare systems between Portugal and the Netherlands. In Portugal, we have a public and a private system. In the public system, pregnant women have access to the majority of exams and appointments for free, while the private system is very similar to the one in the Netherlands, where you need to pay health insurance to have exams and appointments covered. So let's start. Before I even got pregnant, I shared my plans with the GP in the Netherlands, who immediately advised me to start taking folic acid. And this is an important supplement, as studies show that it greatly reduces the baby's risk of serious neural tube defects. I believe in Portugal they also advise start taking it as soon as you are planning for pregnancy. Once I found out that I was pregnant, I was faced with the first difference in the approaches. In the Netherlands, I was not asked to do a blood test to confirm my pregnancy, while in Portugal you usually do the blood tests. And in the Netherlands, usually you have to wait, or at least I had to wait until my first appointment around week 9 to confirm my pregnancy. Another difference is that in the Netherlands, you are followed by midwives, and you are only referred to an obstetrician if you are in the need of a specialist. If hopefully everything is going well with your pregnancy and you do not have a high-risk pregnancy, you will be always followed by your midwife. So as soon as you have a positive test, choose a practice of midwives and schedule an appointment. In the Netherlands, midwives have their own practice and work independently, and they will refer you to an obstetrician if needed. During my pregnancy, I had zero contact with my Dutch GP, while in Portugal, my family doctor, which is the equivalent to a GP, was always present in the process. And in addition, I was also followed by an obstetrician at the hospital. My family doctor in Portugal was so involved that after every ultrasound I had with the obstetrician, she would schedule an appointment with me to discuss the results. Even when I came back to the Netherlands, she offered her availability to check all the exams and echoes that I did in the Netherlands. She's actually a really sweetheart. Regarding nausea, for the first 3 months I had terrible nausea that would last all day. And when I made this complaint to the midwife, the approach was more to try to avoid taking pills and try more natural solutions. But luckily, I went to Portugal, and there the approach was, why should I suffer when I can take pills that don't affect the pregnancy and allow me to proceed with my day more easily? And I'm glad that I had a doctor that did not make me feel bad for taking the pills. In Portugal, you receive a dentist voucher that gives you free access to dental care services. And I think this is great because due to the hormonal changes, pregnant women might need to do more oral treatments to prevent and cure some conditions. While in the Netherlands, I don't think there is a special program in regards to dental treatments. I did my first blood tests in Portugal, where you check your blood group, whether you were exposed to STDs. I also did an hemogram that can diagnose, for example, anemia. Also checked if there were any issues with my thyroid and if I was immune to certain diseases like rubella and toxoplasmosis. So these are diseases that if you have during pregnancy, they can affect the health of your baby. It was also on the amount of testing and follow-ups from the testing that I noticed a huge difference between the two countries. First, after my blood test results, my family doctor in Portugal advised me to take supplements in addition to folic acid, such as iodine, which is essential for the production of fetal thyroid hormones that regulate the development of the fetal brain and nervous system. When I came back to the Netherlands and disclosed to my midwife that I was taking this supplement, She only said, that's interesting. I don't think she had any opinion about it. So the supplements they advise differ per country for sure. And throughout my pregnancy in Portugal, the family doctor took much more initiative to refer me to do follow-up blood tests that are important to see, for example, how your iron levels are progressing. And because I'm not immune to certain diseases, they wanted to monitor. While in the Netherlands, I think they only asked me to do the tests once, maximum twice, and I feel like I had to push to do blood tests because I wanted to be sure that everything was developing as it should. For example, to test the vitamin D levels and if by any chance I had caught one of the diseases during pregnancy. Only later in pregnancy, they advised me to do iron level and iron reserve checks. Another difference between the two countries regarding the tests is the NIPT test, which is a blood test that checks for indications of Down, Edwards, and other syndromes. It can also detect other conditions. But what I found interesting is that through this test, they can test the gender of your baby. But in the Netherlands, testing the gender at this stage in pregnancy, as early as 10 weeks, is not allowed. We were told by the midwife that this is to avoid decisions on the pregnancy based on the gender of the baby. In Portugal, it is allowed to know the gender. Another difference was also in the 20-week ultrasound we did, this one in Portugal. In this ultrasound, we can check the organs and structure and search for anomalies. And when we came back to the Netherlands and showed the results to our midwife, she was surprised that they check much more in detail. For example, she mentioned that they check the size of both legs, something that they don't do in the Netherlands, and that the range of the parameters that they use to report or flag possibility of anomaly are shorter than in the Netherlands. And I had a situation that was flagged in Portugal, but in the Netherlands they would not have flagged. And in terms of tests, the last one is the glucose test to check for gestational diabetes. And in Portugal, all pregnant women are referred to do this test, while in the Netherlands, only if you are in the risk group. Because I like to be sure and to be in control and know everything, I asked to perform the test anyway in the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands, you have routine checkups where they measure your blood pressure, the size of your uterus and the baby's heartbeat, and then you have other appointments, which are the echo appointments. In the routine checkups in the Netherlands, not once they measured my weight and not once they did a urine test, for example, while in Portugal they would always do these checks. And I think I didn't do in the Netherlands because luckily I did not have a risky pregnancy or unusual complaints and I was not physically showing signs of something might be wrong. Looking back at my experience is that I'm much more comfortable and confident with the tests and the routine checkups and echoes in Portugal. They go much more into detail and they don't take any risks with any pregnancy. And with this, I mean, even if you are not in the risk group, they will do the checks on you and they will do much more routine checks and exams than in the Netherlands. But some huge advantages that the Netherlands has and Portugal doesn't are, for example, you don't feel like a patient with a medical condition. Somehow in the Netherlands, they make you feel that everything is a natural part of the process and you are just a woman who should be enjoying your pregnancy journey. I think a big contributor for this feeling are the midwives. They are very warm and they make you feel at ease. The practices are very cozy and they don't look like a clinic or a hospital. They look like a house with very nice equipment. And I think the service in the Netherlands is a luxury. We had our appointments always on time. Everyone was always very nice to us. And if you need assistance, they are available 24/7. I had a situation that I had pain and I was not sure what could it be. And the midwife came to my house to check. While in Portugal, I was shocked with the public service in the hospital. You have your appointments and if you have to wait 1 hour, that is great. I know stories that pregnant women had to wait 4 or 6 hours to start their appointment. The people in the hospital, they are probably overworked. I don't know what exactly is happening, but we were faced with some rude staff and the infrastructure is just deteriorating. And I felt that I was just one more pregnant woman. So in my ideal world, I would like to have all the technical evaluations from Portugal performed with the excellent service and infrastructure in the Netherlands. So this is my experience and my main takeaways on how different two countries can be in their approaches to pregnancy. And I'm very curious to know what was or has been your pregnancy experience in the Netherlands or in the country you live in. Feel free to share in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next one.